Okay, so let's have a look at draining and refilling the oil on an R380 gearbox. On the left hand side of the gearbox we have a filler plug and a drain plug. Next to the drain plug we have the ID serial number of the gearbox itself. Now this is vital information that you can cross-reference to find out what ratios you actually have in your gearbox. Draining the gearbox, you're going to need a 32mm socket to crack off this drain plug. And for the fill plug you're going to need a Torx fitting. Size is on the screen here for undoing. I recommend that you get something like this, which is an all-in-one piece, and they're quite cheap, or like what I've got, these are separate pieces in a set. The difference is these actually lock in place, and I have a detent on the socket for use. The detent's quite important, especially when you're undoing something in an enclosed space like where this drain plug is. It will stop the piece falling out. If you're just going to find out what the level is of your gearbox, there's a handy tip here of using a cable tie and just using it as a dipstick to see what the level is. If you do have a healthy level, you'll see just a dribble coming out as you've taken the fill plug out. This is quite important. This is actually the correct level for the oil in this gearbox. Quite easy to drain the oil. You just undo the bung plug. Now if your breathers are alright, then it will flow out quite easily. You should really take the level plug out anyway if you're going to do a refill. However, while I'm doing this I can hear the air hissing out of the breather. Drain plug has a magnet on it and it will catch any large debris that's in the oil. That is actually quite normal. Check to see if there's any chunks of metal in there. Quite important to remove the fur off this and replace the washer before you refit. Automatic transmission fluid works in these gearboxes, it's recommended. MTF 95 also is recommended, whereas EP90s, EP85s will not work in this gearbox, it's too thick. Service interval for gearbox oil change is every 12,000 miles, 20,000 kilometers, or sooner depending on what you do with your vehicle. I've been using MTF 95 in this gearbox for the last 5 years and it's a better oil with superior quality. Don't use this oil. This type of container with a pull-out spout, you can get it in the hole here and fill up with about a quarter of the bottle. However, the biggest problem on this gearbox is the prop shaft, which you can see off the left here, will not allow you to get anything upright to pour oil into the filler. One solution is to use an oil can and squirt the oil in if you have nothing else. However, if you've got about 4 hours to do this, this is possible to do, but this is a very slow way of doing it. However, you can get the oil into the gearbox this way. The best tool I've found that is not in a workshop is this thing here, which looks like a converted grease gun. Now it's actually a syringe, and it's a matter of just drawing it up out of the fluid, as you can see here, and it will take quite a capacity. So you can fit this at any angle and push your oil in, and it only takes about 3 of these to fill this gearbox up. So once that's finished and the level's right, it's just a matter of screwing the bung plug back in place, which is on a taper. Okay, torque it up if you like, if you have one of those small torque wrenches, and there you go, it's all ready to go.